It was, the mic was off, so therefore I will restart that last paragraph where I started. However, the program was temporarily suspended between 2016 and 2022 due to the fiscal consolidation measures of 2016 up to 2019, as well as the impact of COVID-19. In 2023, it was re-engineered and reintroduced with revised criteria to ensure alignment with current business needs and to improve operational efficiency. The program now prioritizes key sectors such as manufacturing, including garments and metal fabrication, agro-food processing, gemstone and dimension stone processing, including small-scale mining, a total of 3,213 MSMEs across all 14 regions have benefited, including beneficiaries from 2023-2024 and 2024-2025 financial years. As a result, a number of MSMEs have grown into larger enterprises, enhancing production, creating jobs, and increasing revenue. Some of them now serve as champions and role models for other existing and emerging entrepreneurs. The Equipment Aid Scheme program, known as Emprotech Namibia, is designed with the objective to foster inclusive and equitable equipment participation by equipping entrepreneurs with transformational skills and mindset change, which is executed through skills and behavior-based entrepreneurial training with the support of United Nations Development Programme. The program's other training package are designed to instill core personal entrepreneurial competencies, foster growth-oriented mindset, and support the transition from substance to commercial enterprises, targeting unemployed youth, women, veterans, and rural populations, especially informal entrepreneurs and subsistence farmers, to enhance their economic empowerment and contributions to national development goals. The Equipment Aid Scheme program was introduced in 2019, but actual training and educational activities started 2023-2024 financial year, with the total number of trained small, medium, and problem of the mic. Apologies. The Equipment Aid Scheme program was introduced in 2019, but actual training and educational activities started 2023-2024 financial year, with the total number of trained micro, small, medium enterprises amounting to 138 entrepreneurs from all corners of Namibia, and about 325 individuals trained under financial literacy through regional offices. Gemstone cutting and polishing training program. Under this program, the Ministry operates 3 gemstone training centers located in Karibib, equipped with machines and other necessary resources to ensure adequate with the main goals to develop specialized skills in gemstone cutting and polishing, also applicable to diamond cutting and polishing, which are also the basics of jewelry making to enhance skills development targeting the youth and women. The training program is anchored on small-scale mining as a subsector of the mining industry, which provides livelihoods for many Namibians, particularly in rural regions rich in gemstones, with the purpose to contribute to poverty alleviation and employment creation across the regions in the country at large, providing a 6-month specialized training to about 30 Namibian youth every year. For the program's inception in 2016 to date, 230 have been successfully trained. About 68% of them have secured jobs in the diamond industry. Currently, there are 28 trainees enrolled, and for 2025-2026 financial year at the center. Our ministry, through the small-scale mining division, promotes the formalization of the small-scale mining subsector by assisting small-scale miners to apply for mining claims and providing information for compliance on the requirements of the Minerals Act. To date, there are 951 registered mining claims. Other support services include assistance with packing of claims, adjudicating on land on farms, access disputes, Mineral Ancillary Rights Commission, facilitating the formation of small-scale mining legal groups such as associations or cooperatives so that any form of support to small-scale mining be channeled through recognized legal entities. The ministry also liaises with external agencies and development partners such as United Nations Development Plan to optimize support for small-scale miners. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, small-scale mining targets smaller ore bodies that are often neglected by large mining companies, focusing mainly on easily mineable materials such as semi-precious stones, dimension stone, and industrial minerals, which require relative low capital investment and limited technical expertise. Mineral rights applications are open to age 18 years and above, with mining claims reserved exclusively for Namibian citizens only. The majority of these claims are registered in the Erongo region, Kunene and Karas regions, owing to their rich mineral endowment. However, some of the challenges experienced by small-scale mining include limited access to finance from financial institutions due to risk associated with businesses of this nature. There is a lack of sustainable markets. Land access challenges. Most of the mining activities take place on commercial farmland privately owned by individuals. A contract is made by the landowner, often as the small-scale miner's disadvantage to or completely deter small-scale miner from proceeding with their operations. Lack of the Environmental Management Act number 7 of 2007, the Environmental Management Act provides the issuance of environmental clearance certificates prior to commencement of any listed activities such as small-scale mining operations. The ECC is prerequisite for issuances of mineral rights. The Ministry of Industry, Mines and Energy, through its Directorate of Energy, is responsible for coordinating, planning, financing, and implementing national electricity programs. Namibia's national electrification policy sets an ambitious target of achieving universal access to electricity by 2040, with the National Development Plan 6 aiming to increase access of 59% to 70% during its implementation, electrifying 200,000 households by the year of 2030. For rural women and their communities, expanding access to reliable and affordable electricity is transformative, as it opens doors to better healthcare, education, and economic opportunities, while also reducing the burden of daily costs of improving safety. Imagine communities without electricity. Children would study by dim light of candles. Clinics would struggle to store vaccines, and small businesses would not be able to operate beyond daylight hours. Rural electrification is therefore not about infrastructure. It is about empowering women, supporting families, and unlocking the full potential of rural Namibia's prosperous future. Other activities performed by the Ministry's regional offices in the regions. The Ministerial regional offices are strategically placed to represent the entire Ministry of Industries, Mines and Energy, implementing all activities that the Ministry provides to the public, including support activities to the state-owned enterprises aligned to the Ministry. They implement legislations, policies, strategies, and programs aimed at creating a conducive environment for developing local micro, small, medium enterprises sectors, as well as promoting industrialization and economic development in the regions in the manner that contributes towards integrating historically disadvantaged Namibians into the mainstream of the economy. The new mandate on mining and energy development, industrial, entrepreneurial, and small, medium, micro enterprises development support services, entailing project planning and development, businesses mentorship, incubation service, and entrepreneurial skills training. The regional offices also facilitate stakeholder engagement in the regions to promote industrial, economic, and development, conducting information sharing sessions to inform about ministry's programs and activities, liquor licensing, and business registration in support of BIBA. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, I would like to conclude by emphasizing that programs and initiatives I have highlighted are designed to support Namibia's aspiration for becoming an industrialized nation as outlined in Vision 6. Similarly, Namibia's industrial policy and micro, small, and medium enterprises policy focus on promoting industrialization, ensuring equitable income distribution, and generating employment through the production of goods and services for all, poverty alleviation, and sustainable economic growth in our country. And I thank you.
Honorable members, it is now time for questions or to make comments on the presentation. Only comments or questions on the presentations by the Honorable Minister. Any questions or comments? Specifically on the presentation of the Honorable Minister. Yes, Honorable. Honorable, can you switch off switch on your mic? They can turn on the neighbor.
My question is when we come to mining, my question is concerned with the emissions. How long process for releasing this gas? Because why I'm asking this question. When we come to our people, it's likely take a longer process or take a lot of things to do. But when we see that we are serious when we come to the resources, especially to the black people, I tell you.
Any further questions or comments? Yeah, Honorable. Just continue, Honorable.
Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, my question is, Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, I am Honorable Saima David from Oshkoto Region, Ngodi constituency. My question is, which ministry or agency will take direct responsibility for monitoring whether rural women benefit from the empowerment initiatives, especially in the rural deep of the Ngodi constituency? Thank you.
Honorables, on any further, yeah? This one I can see there, then Honorable here, and then
Honorable Chairperson, honorable members. I am Honorable Mujimbo Njirosh Manda from Hanguna region, Shkunde constituency. I raise the question to the Minister, the Honorable Deputy Minister, as we have a lot of mines in Namibia, and we have our people, especially people living in the rural areas, where there are shortage of waters, shortage of classrooms, and others. Our mining industry, what social responsibility are they taking to address these issues that are affecting our people at the grassroots level? I so submit.
Thank you. Honorable Muhembo.
Honorable Chairperson, honorable member, I will make a statement and the statement made by the minister. But before that, I would like to say that the ministry really
Sorry. Honorable Muhembo, your mic, can you switch on?
I just want to make a statement, also first to support that the Ministry of Mines and Energy really looking at the presentation given to us here, that we are doing a lot. But the question still remains when it comes to the rural electrification. We might still have some challenges, especially, particularly in Kavango East region, down at the rural areas. The electricity, some of the area, since the independence, we still have a challenge. Maybe just a request through your ministry that at least something needs to be done in this regard, so that especially our rural women should benefit from this facility. Second, we're talking about small-scale mining. We might have this small-scale mining, but simply because maybe we don't have the expert to carry out a research, so that maybe also our people can also benefit from this exercise. Thank you. I so submit.
I'd like to give the floor to our Honorable Minister to reply on the comments and the questions raised.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Members. On the first question of the Honorable Member regarding the period of the application process when somebody applies for a mining license. Normally, there is an office desk where the applications must be submitted and all the responses must be done within seven days. So as long as all the requirement documents is attached, the applications can take even less than 2 months, because there is certain processes which need to be gone through, looking at the requirement documents attached and all the necessary. So if there is something outstanding, the applicant will be contacted depending on the availability of the contact details. Sometimes the contact details after applying does not exist, but it can take less than 2 months if all the requirements is necessary. But if all the necessary information which is required. Thank you. When is the gemstones? When is the one in Keetmanshoop operating? That one currently, me as the Deputy Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister were not informed. There was no time that we will be inducted on this one. But I know that that center is closed for a long period. So I can also follow up with the ministry and provide answers through the chairperson to the honorable members to inform you that when is the center going to be opened and what is the challenge? Why is it not operating yet? Because I know that there was a concern when these students went to Karibib about accommodation, the transport money, and all those challenges were indicated. So it's very relevant that those centers of existing centers in the regions must also start to become in operation. Because since the two ministries maybe needs to be trained also to assist with this type of applications and queries in the region or in due time, not now, maybe definitely during the next financial year, that the ministry should look to place a staff member trained in the mining sector in assist with those type of questions and needs in the region. How can the rural woman benefit? As I said, because before the two ministries merged, in some regions we have the offices of the former Ministry of Trade and Industry staff. So you can go to the offices and request necessary information if needed. But the ministry is always having outreach programs where they went out to the regions and disseminate information and assist with applications. So the rural woman, yes, it's very much important that the government is having. The income generating project is open for all. There is no discrimination. So whenever there is an office and whenever the staff members went out, you can apply, and that definitely you must have a business plan, you must apply, and then if you are successful, you will then be assisted with the equipment aid provisionally that you employ people. The issue is how will you empower the other person on the ground? How can the ministry assist you through different trainings so that you become a bigger entrepreneur? And we need to scale down to those ones who really need the assistance. Yes, the rural electrification, yeah, and also through the outreach programs, definitely I will also convey the message when I go down to the relevant staff members to make sure that they must plan programs and inform the public of these applications. But normally I know it is the adverts normally goes out through the newspapers, the small pamphlets, or the nearest offices if you really need the information. The easiest way will also be the regional councillors in the different regions. The governor's offices is also equipped with information, but definitely many of the regional councillors, the governors are new in the region, so we need to share information again with them so that they can further disseminate the information in the absence of the Ministry of, if we take maybe time to reach the regions. The rural electrification, as I said, there is plans because in the NDP 6 and the strategic plan of the ministry, its provision make that all the rural areas need electrification because it's no more a luxury. It's a custodian Ministry of Energy and Electricity Distribution. Then the only thing is we need to go back to the administrative staff to find out the program. What is the current program? Which region is earmarked for? How many regions are we targeting now during the first season? But there is money available to make sure that all the rural places, maybe all, not all at once, but before 2030, as I mentioned, 200,000 households needs to be electrified. But if there is towns definitely not having or the rural areas not without electricity, my suggestion will be that give the information to the office of the governor. Some areas do have traditional chiefs, traditional authority councillors. So if there is that information, and my honorable members definitely are also hailing from different regions. So if you have, you can provide us with the dates and I can follow up with the staff members, relevant staff members and divisions to find out when are we going to reach that area for the electrification. Is there any question that I left out? I think I answered all. Thank you very much, honorable members.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Now we move to our second round. Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable members. I am Honorable Rosta Kachata. I rise to ask the question to our right Honorable Deputy Minister. Maybe she still remembers. In Zambezi, oil was discovered. It passes via Makanga, Pottery Makanga Masida village from Angola to Botswana. Maybe it was 3 years back. Samples were taken and the people are waiting. We don't know for how long are we going to wait. I think that's my question. I saw submit.
Any further questions? Yes, Honorable.
Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, my name is Monica Kaunyandira Sivendisa from the Great Kunene region, and I rise to pose a question to the Honorable Deputy Minister. And my question is with regard to owners of EPL in Kunene region. We have small miners who have been in the industry for many years, and there are instances where you find that the owners of this EPL refuse to give consent for small miners to continue mining within their EPL. What is the stake of the ministry on that one? I shall submit.
Any more? Honorable, yes.
We are talking also about the women in the far rural areas, deep in the inland. And some of these women cannot even reach the regional council offices or reach the towns. Yes, the ministry have done a lot. The programs are there, but women in the far deep rural areas are not accessible. They don't get the accessibility of these programs. Is a challenge because there are places where someone has to pay around $200 to reach the town, where the information, where the forms are, and it becomes a challenge. Yes, there are sometimes you hear there are forms at the constituency offices, but you pick the form in town. For example, in Turenkuru, where I stay, it is 100 kilos to go to the town of Turenkuru. And sometimes women lose hope because the money is spent to go to the town to collect all this information, to apply, especially the business plan. The money is spent is too much. And these are women who are struggling. Yes, then my idea is, can these programs be decentralized more to the constituency level where women can at least come and pay less so that they get this information, whether it's from or training. Otherwise, if the trainings are made in the town, some women will still be left out. I say something.
Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, my name is Honorable Absalom Kapenda from Oshana region. I want to rise up few questions direct to our Deputy Minister, because I want to know whether the Ministry of Energy and the Industry invest more in vocational and technical training rather than formal education. And empowerment policies effectively broadened participation, or have they mainly benefit the elites? And number three, to what extent do marginalized groups in Namibia, for example, women, youth, rural communities, people with disabilities, have equitable access to economic resources such as land, finance, and markets? I so submit. Thank you.
Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, honorable Deputy Minister of Mines and Energy and Industries. Just a question I want to ask. I'm Afus Topner. I'm from Marindal Rural Wakanas constituency. I just want to know about, I understand that around Aronos and Leonard Ball area, there was discoveries made about of uranium, and up to now, we don't know whether it was just rumors or whether there is something happening about that uranium. So we just want to have a clarification about what is happening there, what is going on. Because last I heard that there was a complaint about the starting, then maybe the photo will be continued, and they've got this other businesses there, and so I don't just want to know whether this thing is still going on, this uranium story. It's all I have just on to submit. So thank you.
The Honorable
Because it needs to be cleared, those type of questions that I raised. Who is the small miners? What do you want to mine? Who are those ones who refuse to give you the consent and why? So it's very much important if we have the names of those EBL holders to find out. The IGAs in the rural women is not accessible to all due to finances, and the nearest offices are too far. It's also very relevant and it's a concern. So I will also get the number of the honorable member and also request our staff members, because it's their right. As much as we want to empower the women, the youth, and all the Namibians in this country, we need to make sure that we will bring the services, because they said the government must bring the services close to the people. So we must bring the services to you, not wait for you to come to us. So I will without excluding anyone and without any discrimination, because we are too few to be poor. Everyone needs to be empowered. Whenever there is no formal employment, we need to empower our rural women, our SMEs, for you to empower yourself and to empower the others next to you. The vocational training, honorable member, I think that part is part of Ministry of Education. So our ministry is not direct responsible for vocational training, except those gemstones in Kunene and Karas, where the Karas one is closed. So we are just training in gemstone cutting and polishing, but not really the vocational training center. But if the honorable member is having direct questions, I can also take and then channel through the honorable Minister of Ministry of Education. I answered that one. And how did the rural women benefit? So as I also mentioned, although this program was introduced in 2009, during 2009, 2010, and again ongoing, but it was stopped due to COVID-19, as I mentioned in my speech, but it restarted 2023, 2024. And through that equipment aid during that financial year, 138 entrepreneurs from all corners of Namibia and 325 individuals were trained through that program. And even since the inception of the program, in all the 14 regions during that 2023-2024, 3,213 SMEs across all 14 regions were assisted. Yes, it is not enough, and maybe the total number of its little best, and to see that during the budget, the new financial year, we need to make more budgetary provision in order to reach out and assist more individuals. But so far, that is the little that the ministry assisted with. So thank you. I think I also answered all the other questions. But during the tea break, I'm available. I will be here until 1 o'clock, and then we can have our bilateral discussions, share informations, and I will get all the relevant information for you if my questions was not really, of my answers was not having enough information, then I can come back to the honorable members through the honorable chairperson. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I don't think we have any further questions on the presentation. I shall now thank the Honorable Deputy Minister for taking time to make a presentation on the important topic. Thank you for the presentation. It's well received by the members of the Rural Women Parliament with men as partners. Honorable, can we please give a big round of applause to the minister. All right, now, honorable members, we shall now break. This is now 10:50. We will come back at exactly 20 past 11. 20 past 11, we should be back to the chamber. Thank you.
promotion, economic empowerment, and inclusion.
Honorable members, any discussion? Yes, Honorable.
Honorable members, my name is Alexia Ngari. I'm from the Ministerial region. It is a deep honor that I'm standing in front of you today at the 8th session of the Rural Women's Parliament with men as partners. Let me begin by thanking the National Council for sustaining this platform over the years. A platform was born from the vision ensuring that rural women and suburban women have a voice in national discourse. The Rural Women Parliament is substantive in many ways. It is an avenue through which the concerns, dreams, hopes, and proposal of grassroots Namibians like myself can be debated and eventually carried out into the legislative process. By bringing women and men, by recognizing the importance of shared responsibilities, it tackles the important issues that confront our community. This initiative represents the true inclusivity means. And for that, I sincerely thank the chairperson for bringing us together and the National Council as well. This gathering also takes place under the leadership of a new president, Her Excellency Dr. Nendubo Nandi-Ndaitwah. She has made it very clear that her presidency will be one of action and accountability. At the launch of the national ordinance of the 6th National Development Plan, she declared the following, and I quote, "There is no business as usual. To whom much is given, more is acquired. And there will be therefore the consequences for corruptions, non-performance, and poor service delivery." These words are not just a warning. That is an invitation to all government, civil society organizations, business, and ordinary people to rise and to challenge the building Namibia that equitable for prosperity and just. Speaking on the youth empowerment, the president stated, and I quote, "Government continues to implement targeted interventions to improve access to finance and youth-led enterprises, development to reduce unemployment." The National Youth Fund has been established with $257 million Namibian dollars and will be accessed through financial institutions. Additional support has been mobilized to improve access to non-collateral lending from young entrepreneurs. This is a mark of the president not only listens, but also who understands and empowerment must be tackled by resources. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, allow me to share the work that we do with Pots of Hope. Pots of Hope is a community development organization
and I have the privilege to lead that organization. Our mission is very simple. We want to see in Namibia where the rights of women, children, and young people are fully protected and promoted. We pursue this vision through three avenues: confronting gender-based violence through community dialogues. We facilitate safe spaces where men, women gather in community dialogues to confront gender-based violence, cultural issues, and also talk about HIV/AIDS. It is a social, the women's rights. It's not just women's issue. It's not just women's problem, but it's a social problem. And the next one that we do is the economic empowerment through pottery making, where we equip women with pottery skills and enable them to earn income for their families and build dignity through work. These are not just pots, they are vessels of hope, resilience, and independence. This is supported by a well-known quote by an Asian Chinese, which says, if you give a man a fish, you feed him for the day. But if you teach a man to fish, you feed him for the lifetime. And that is what we are trying to do, change the lives of the women that we are working with. The other program that we are doing is with the young people. It's called Community Inclusive Casting. These people are they are trained in different skills, and they also work with the community on ground. Through this effort, Pottery seeks to empower women, protect children, and inspire young people to take ownership of their future. We should also be responsible for ourselves, because many times people are saying, what can my government do for you? So that's also a well-known quote from one of the presidents from the United States. But why don't you not ask yourself, what can you do yet? What can I do for the government? How can I support? How can we collaborate to reduce these problems in the community? As we carry out our work, we are encouraged by the bold steps government has taken. We thank Her Excellency the President for unveiling 257 million to capitalize the National Youth. These funds offer chance to our young people to dream, to innovate, to create business, and to turn their potential into prosperity. It shows us that this is indeed a president who works for her people. I equally thank the members of parliament for progressive legislation that speaks to the needs of entrepreneurs and small business owners. The Public Procurement Act amended, which includes the creation of procurement court, will bring greater fairness and accountability. The Investment Promotion and Facilitation Bill, which is set to stimulate private investors and job creation, is another crucial step. These reforms create a legal environment where the women, young entrepreneurs, and community-led businesses can thrive. This year's theme, breaking the barriers to economic inclusion, advancing sustainable support and opportunities for rural women and men, speaks directly to the heart of our struggle. Economic empowerment is a cornerstone of dignity. Without income, without access to resources, without the means to make independent choices, women remain vulnerable to poverty and violence. But when women are in business and when they are supported with trainings, startup capital, and access to market, they not only left themselves, but also left up to their families. And this is also a call, because the project can be rolled out nationally. It could be empowerment, employment opportunity for all the women. The clay pots we produce in Bunene, there's also the women in Kabango do the same. Also the women in Oshana, they also produce the pots. If these women can bring together, sharing their cultures, but also doing something that is empowering, uplifting them, it will also make a change in the lives of many women. We can start with one, but at the end of the day, many changes will be made. So as I conclude, let me reaffirm our commitment to Pots of Hope. We will continue to engage men and women in honest dialogues to uproot gender-based violence. We will all those also, we cannot do it alone. We need government. Government with the civil support, the partners, the credit system, and above all, the resilience workers. There's nothing we can do with. Allow me to conclude with the following. Last year, one of the women that has made some pots and sell, she earns a little bit of income. And she shared with me, it's for the first time I could work in the shop and buy shoes for my child without asking anyone. And I couldn't hold back my tears to see the impact of the work that we do in the community. That is what economic inclusion looks like. It is not far away construct. It is the ability of a mother to provide, the confidence of a young person to dream, and power of economy, power of community to stand on its own feet. Together, as we engage over these few days, let us truly break the barriers to economic inclusion. Let us advance sustainable opportunities for rural women and men. And let us build a Namibia where everyone, every woman, every child, even the men, live not in fear, but in dignity, safety, and prosperity. I so submit.
Any further discussions? Let me see where to start. Let me start from that behind the Honorable Muhembo, and then Honorable Muhembo. Then we come this round. Honorable, sorry to interrupt you. Can you try to switch on?
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Member, if rural women and men are empowered, supported equally, and given a proper service, then Namibia will rise. Let us work together, break barriers, and open opportunities for all. I so submit. Thank you.
Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, I, Gelasus Muhembo, from Kavango East Region, it's my sincere gratitude and honor to stand in front of you today to contribute on the motion of economical empowerment and inclusion. Honorable members, I'm very proud to inform you that Kavango region is the region that has a very good fertile soil. And that is the region that has a river, free water. Therefore, in this regard, the rural women, particularly in Kavango East region, the United Nations Food Program agencies, the data reveals the 2025 to 2029, the percentage is 59 of the rural population women experience a multidimensional poverty with female-headed household. Disproportional affected approximately 46%. Women in Kavango region, they are the backbone. They play a vital role in food production and market supply chain, yet they face financial constraints, lack of infrastructure, climate-related risk, and gender biases. Recently, our women in Kavango East region, they commemorated Women's Day on the 8th March 2025. It was found out that the role of a woman in agriculture, but also revealed critical bottleneck such as limited access to credits, inadequate value addition facilities, and persistent gender gaps in training and mentorship. These barriers mirror the motion of debates for this session we are sitting today and inform the proposed intervention. Moving to the motion, as I stipulated earlier on, economic empowerment and inclusion, we have observed several challenges. One of the challenges our rural women are facing, limited access to affordable credit and startup capital for rural women, farmers, and entrepreneurs. Inadequate infrastructure to support agricultural value chain. For example, road, the cold storage, irrigation, and processing plants. Gender bias in access to land, title, and collateral. This is one of the challenges. Low level of business development and financial literacy training for women in rural areas. Yet, we have some policies in place. One of the policy, Women Rural Enterprise Fund. It was established with the purpose for revolving funds dedicated to rural women cooperative, prioritizing simplify loan requirements, flexible collateral policies, and financial literacy coaching. And another policy which is supposed to support these rural women called Rural Agricultural Innovation Hubs. It was also set up at the district levels, hubs to offer training in agribusiness, value addition, digital marketing, and climate smart farming. And one of the policies also, land and resource rights reform. Accelerate assurance of land tenure documents to women farmers, simplifying the process and providing the legal support to navigate traditional authorities. And one of the policies again, the triple piece called the public-private partnership. Incentivize private investors to partner with women-led rural enterprises, particularly in agro-processing, to build market linkage and off-take agreement. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, coming to inclusivity. The inclusivity is a fundamental role where our women are supposed to play. Despite the challenges I deliberated earlier on, if these challenges or if these barriers can be dismantled or can be removed, the inclusivity of a woman in terms of our development in the rural areas will be applicable. With that, we also proposed some of the intervention which can be done. One of the proposed, we urge the ministry to support the implementation of women-led income generating projects, particularly at the rural areas. We also call upon the Ministry of Gender Equality, Agriculture, Health, Finance, and Urban and Rural Development to prioritize rural women in all their programs. Last but not least, we forward this motion and each resolution at the end of our exercise to the relevant ministries and agencies for immediate implementation. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, empowering a woman is a vital role. When you look at it in our societies, when we talk about food production, women are the one bringing food on the table. And I've seen severally, if you go to our local market, even open market, the majorities who are selling food stuff is women. Therefore, we ask the ministry that women at the rural areas need to be taken into consideration to support them. With these few remarks, I so submit. I thank you.
Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, I am Monica Kaunyandura Shirembisa from the Great Kunene region. I'm here today to represent Opua Urban, Opua Rural, and Epupa constituency respectively. I rise today to deliver a motion on economic empowerment and financial inclusivity at the Rural Women Parliament with men as partners. Allow me to take the House through the demographic and representation of the Great Kunene region. The population of the region of Kunene was 120,762 inhabitants according to the census of 2023. The figure represents approximately 40% of the total Namibian population. According to the Namibia Statistic Agency 2023 Population and Housing Census, Kunene unemployment rate stands at 36.6%, and the youth unemployment rate declined from 53 to 43% in 2023. However, despite this decrease, youth unemployment in Kunene remains a significant concern, with areas like Epupa constituency showing extremely high rates of unemployment rate up to 80.7%. Our town, the capital of the region, unemployment rate stands at 69%, according to the report from the First Capital, Namibia, in 2022. Honorable members, this significant trend is higher than the one of the national average, which is 34%. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, having stated this particular scenario, Kunene region is driven by limited economic activity with underdeveloped tourism and agriculture sectors, heavily impacted by recurrent drought over the last decade and weak social services. The region faces insufficient economic diversification, reliance on seasonal industries like agriculture, and the less developed infrastructure compared to other regions. The mountainous terrain and the climate significantly inhibit development. Water scarcity in the region is another concern. On a further note, Kunene region is under pressure as more Angolan refugees migrate into the region and has become a major concern. Families are forced to share the inadequate resources to sustain these groups. Their numbers are multiplying on a daily basis, and they are draining the economy of the families and the national resources such as wood to earn a living. Their children who are forced to carry wood on a daily basis in order to secure food on the table, they are not able to attend schools because they do not possess the necessary documents. The future of these children are definitely at stake. I therefore call on the government to consider this very important issue, as it was already stated or reported in the Namibia Drought Assessment Report of 2022. Again, in Kunene, women and the youth involvement in economic activities remain uneven. The youth have expressed their desire for change through the participation in formal politics in November 2024. The rural population participation in politics in general is being characterized by a very low percentage of marked by disillusionment. Kunene continue to face a shortage of women and youth-owned businesses and opportunities to participate in the local economy, and therefore they are facing financial exclusion. The low levels of education remain a significant portion of unemployment population in Kunene. Inadequate career guidance and support for young people and women in making informed decisions about their education and career path contribute to high rate of unemployment. Youth unemployment, on the other hand, in urban areas has severe social and economic consequences, increased crime, social unrest, and poverty. Particularly among the youth, it also leads to mental health issues, reduced productivity, and serious strain on public resources. Unemployment, on the other hand, had an adversary effects and disposable income on families, erodes purchasing power, diminishes employee morale, and reduces on economic output. Many young people in rural areas become hopeless and turn into lazy and unproductive nature. However, the level of crime remains low compared to urban areas. The influence of peer pressure across various groups contribute to young people indulging in crimes. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, despite the outlined concerns, our region, Kunene, has opportunities for untapped wealth. Kunene offers a unique opportunity for women and youth advancement rooted in its diverse culture and natural resources. However, challenges remain in education and skills development. To bridge the gap between available opportunities and youth qualifications to enter the job market. The agriculture sector in the areas of crop production and livestock farming offers opportunity for youth to engage in farming, to learn new technologies, and contribute to food security. The region's rich cultural heritage and natural attractions, such as the Himba people and the Epupa Falls, present opportunities in cultural tourism, ecotourism, and hospitality. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, allow me to share my personal reflection on the above concerns. Women in leadership roles must create an atmosphere to engage other women and younger people. There is a need to come up with a regional strategy to fight issues affecting them on a regular basis and to come up with evaluation, monitoring mechanism in ensuring continuity and accountability. There is a need to promote development programs with focus on skills demanded by the job market. To ensure educational curricula that are relevant to the current future needs of industries to reduce the skills gap. There is a need to invest in vocational training and entrepreneurship programs to equip young men and women with skills demanded by the job market. We need to provide adult training for those already in the workforce to adapt to changing job requirements and improve their employability. To create an environment conducive to entrepreneurship through policy reform. Rural revitalization with focus on developing rural economy through diversification and industrialization. To implement training programs that directly connect job seekers with employers, potentially through wage, subsidies, and work trials. To ensure adequate social safety nets, including unemployment benefits to support individuals during job transitions. To promote inclusivity in order to address inequalities in society. To acknowledge work done in the informal sector and to foster continuity. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, all these recommendations can be realized if the following legal frameworks are fully implemented and the communities are fully involved and own their programs at all levels. The National Equitability Economic Empowerment Framework, the Namibia Financial Sector Transformation Strategy, the National Gender Plan of Action, the Vision 2030, and the National Development Plan, NDP 6. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, having stated the above and having reflected on these concerns, I hope and believe that the future of rural communities will grow from strength to strength, and Namibia will be a better home for its inhabitants wherever they find themselves. I so submit.
Honorable
And I just want to support on the motion which was stated by Honorable Alexia Maris. Pottery is more than clay and fire. It's cultural creativity and commerce. By investing in pottery making initiative, we can instant create jobs for the rural women and turning traditional skills into available incomes. To improve knowledge and craftsmanship, linking heritage with the economic growth. Provide training and access to the materials and insurance quality in production and scalability. Imagine the network of pottery across the rural regions, each one a beacon of empowerment, each one a story of transformation. I humbly request the establishment of pottery across Namibia being considered and supported by the government and other institutions. Vision inclusion grows. This motion is not about gravity. It is about justice. It is about building an economy where no one is left behind, where a rural woman's hand shaping clay are valued much as quarters keystroke, where a young person is in village has the same chance as success as in cities. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, let us pass this motion urgently in unity. Let us invest in our people. Dear brothers and sisters, the clay is now in our hands. Let us mold and let start the wheel spin so that we can mold Namibia by breaking the barrier. I so submit. Thank you.
Any further discussions? Let me start from this row at the beginning. Honorable.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, honorable members. My name is Naomi Stella Livala from the Zambezi region. I rise this afternoon to contribute to the debate with the motion on economic empowerment and inclusion. Today, I speak and I stand as an ally in our shared mission on the economic empowerment and inclusion of rural women and men as partners. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, the Zambezi region, which is blessed with fertile lands, rich biodiversity, and a community spirit that defies challenges. Our women, especially those in rural areas, hold the key to sustainable growth. Yet, there are still systematic barriers such as the lack of training and education, access to resources, which is compounded by environmental and climate crisis. These threats have been the ones that are holding the women back. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, firstly, I would like us to address the issue of food security. This should be addressed through the lens of value addition. As the Honorable Minister stated earlier, the importance of value addition. The Zambezi region, which is the bread basket, has the potential to unlock the economic activities of rural women. However, due to lack of resources such as funding, lack of support, lack of training, these are to mention but a few, these have led to the slow progress of women in the rural areas of the Zambezi region. For the longest time, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Members, women in rural communities have had no access to loans or grants due to collateral requirements, as well as administrative hurdles. Among other existing challenges in terms of information, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Members, there is lack of information reaching the communities in Zambezi region in time. This has resulted in women missing out on important opportunities. For example, if information on opportunities that needs to be funded, this information, sometimes women do not get it in time, and in the end, they'll miss out on applying for those opportunities. We live in a digital age, and information is power. Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Members, many rural women, like I mentioned, they do not have access to information on time. However, we can bridge this gap by creating community-based information hubs. We can also engage the mobile alerts, as well as the local networks to assist us in disseminating important information to local communities in the local languages. Another existing challenge in the Zambezi region is the infrastructure. Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Members, the women in the Zambezi region, especially those that are involved in producing fresh vegetables, they do not have access, or they do not have facilities where they store their fresh produce. This has led to losses, especially when it's raining, especially when it's hot. There's a need for a storage facility which can assist to preserve the products of these women, as well as assist them to ensure that they sell these products to buyers while they're still in their fresh. In addition to this, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Members, there is a need for a community center in the Zambezi region that is equipped with digital technology or digital equipment. This facility, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Members, will ensure that women have access to the internet connectivity. Women also have access to the outside markets where they can do direct selling their products to the outside buyers. These issues, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Members, if they are not addressed, they result in circles of poverty. Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Members, other interventions include community-based management projects such as rainfall harvesting systems, solar-powered boreholes, efficient drip irrigation tailored for women farmers. By providing training in water conservation techniques, the issue of climate change will be addressed. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, in conclusion, in order for us to say we are sustainably empowering women in rural communities, and in order for us to confidently say we are progressing as a nation, we need to join government. We need to also involve the international development partners. We need to also invite the private sectors, as well as community leaders, traditional leaders, faith leaders, join hands and forge a path to true economic empowerment and inclusion. I so submit. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, honorable members. My name is Serafina Shekunyenge from Hangwena region. I rise to make a contribution on the motion of economic empowerment and inclusion of the 80th Rural Women Parliament with men as partners. We note that despite progress, women, especially in rural areas, still face significant barriers to economic inclusion, economic empowerment, and inclusion in rural women. It's the process of giving women the chance to use their talents, access resources, and take part in economic activities that bring progress to their families and communities. It means removing the barriers that stop them from reaching their full potential, whether it is lack of education, limited access to land, or being left out of decisions that affect their lives. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, when women in rural areas are empowered, they do not only lift themselves up, but also uplift everyone around them. Because if you educate women, then you educate the nation. We appeal our government to promote policies and programs that support women economic empowerment, and to increase access to finance, training, and mentorship for women entrepreneurs, and to encourage partnership between government, private sectors, and civil society to advance women's economic inclusion. By working together, we can break barriers and create a more inclusive economy that benefits all Namibians. I so submit.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, honorable members. My name is Anna Roynasi from Commerce Region, Bandukururu constituency. Empowerment and inclusion at the 8th session of Rural Women Parliament with men as partners. It is my distinguished honor to be granted the opportunity to address you. Firstly, I would like to commend the remarkable contributions and the systems put in place towards development of rural women by initiating programs such as those of the WAT, Women Action for Development. Since its operation started in 1994, This program is striving to address the socio-economic and socio-political empowerment of rural women and men. Thus, I strongly believe that if there are more initiatives like this brought to the rural communities, they will be beneficial to tackle the most contextual issues and challenges faced daily. To be more specific, the challenges faced by rural women, contrary to urban areas, are mainly accessibility to the technological challenges. This is also a hindrance whereby the rural women are not able to obtain knowledge, training in the field of information technology. This training will be very helpful for them to educate themselves and assess their children and also compete with the development world. Secondly, specific needs should be addressed in rural societies, such as agricultural activities, farming, aquaculture, and arts and crafts. These should be primarily funded and the rural women trained in this regard. I say submit. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. Then we now move to the last row. Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, honorable members of the Parliament. I am Gabriel Tilenge from Msati Region, Otamavi constituency. I arise to raise my concern on the economic empowerment and inclusion in this 8th session of the Rural Women Parliament with men as partners. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, rural community makes up the backbone of our country. They grow our food, care for our land, and hold the cultural values that shape our identity. But for too long, they have been left behind in the economic story of our country. Empowerment means more than just aid. It means giving people the tools, skills, and opportunities to stand on their own. I mean access to finance, support to small farmers, better roads, digital connectivity, and fair markets. Inclusion means ensuring that no one is left out. Not the woman who till the soil, not the youth with the ideas but no capital, and not the elderly who still contribute with wisdom and experience. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, we must invest in rural cooperatives, in vocational training centers, and in clean energy projects that create jobs. We must connect rural entrepreneurs to local and global markets. We must also ensure that the government support reaches the people it is meant to serve directly, transparently, and fairly. Let us not speak of development while forgetting those who live furthest from the cities. Let us not speak of prosperity while our rural mothers walk 10 kilometers just to sell a basket of goods without getting a profit that will allow her to support her family. Economic empowerment is not a favor, it is a right. Inclusion is not a charity, it is justice. Together, let us build a Namibia where no village is too remote and no citizen is too poor. I so submit. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, honorable members. I am Evaldine Kuvare from Ochorangipa region. I rise to make contribution on the motion of economic empowerment and inclusion. Advocate for the policies and programs that create more equitable opportunities and access to the economic of participation for all, particularly marginalized groups like women, youth, and persons with disabilities. Involve building individual capabilities, providing access to assets and market, and fostering an inclusive society environment. Through logistic reform and targeted intervention in areas such as employment, finance, and education. Key goals of economic empowerment and exclusive: reduce inequalities, aim to create more equitable distribution of income and opportunities. Promote sustainable livelihood, focus on gender descent. 4. Foster agency, empower individuals to participate actively in the economic and have a meaningful voice. Achieve social justice, contribute to more just and equitable society by addressing system error. I so submit. Thank you.
My voice is more than this. Yeah, Honorable Deputy Minister, Honorable Deputy Minister, thank you. We welcome you. My concern is that I want to thank first. I thank the Lord, the Creator, and Jesus Christ who has died for us, who brought us here. Actually, concerning for women, says rural women parliament with men partner. When we come that concerning for this, if we are not having love, we are nothing. If we are not love our government, we are doing nothing. First, we need have love. The second, we are not doing economy without water. If we are not having water, we are not doing anything. This brings to economic inclusion during sustainable support and the opportunity for rural women and the men. We need to come with a plan, planning that we have river following the ocean. We need to set up dams between that river bed. You know our river we have, they are following to the ocean through the river bed. We need to come up with the plan to set up a dam there. If the commercial farm, they are denying to set up a dam there, between there, there's a space where there's no farm. Then if we set up a dam for that riverbed, we create a job. When the rain comes, we harvesting that water. We have Kunene River, we have Kavango River, we have Jambiji River. When the rain comes, the water always flowing to the ocean. No one can harvesting that water. Or somebody harvesting this water. We harvesting this water in this country. People of God, we need to change, to do something new. I'm speaking according to the my comrade, Deputy Minister. I want to send you to the Minister of Agriculture in the land and reform. They must come with this to set up the dam. If the dam is very expensive, one way we set up one dam or two dams every region. Please do me a favor. Any region for Angwena or Kunene or Maheke, everywhere, those who are the very following to the ocean. If we have that dam, we give opportunity to the people to do gardening or do irrigation. Because in this country, we're wasting water. We blame the government. But we ourselves, we are not. Last week, this case, I was grateful. Those people. If we want to sustainable for food and the women rural empowerment, because the woman is a backbone for this country. Everywhere you go, town, city, only you see the women are selling in the street. Many is few. Only the church, maybe. I'm sorry for that. If we do this, the dam, especially the Minister of Agriculture, we set up a lot of jobs. If you go to Libya before it was not destroyed, that Libya country is a desert country. But if you go there, what they did, you are wonderful. You are wondering. We need to come to with the solution for these dams. Everywhere where the dams are suitable. Especially the north. Now we are talking Kalimbeja rice. If we come with this with planner, we have Oshana, I don't know what we call Oshana in English. the pan or what we, Oshana, what we call? Yeah. If we do that, we will planting rice, those Oshana and the pans. We can improve. Especially women, I want to thank you. You are doing well. Continue to doing that. My minister here, I repeat again, just speak to the minister of Africa to do that. I shall meet.
Just a little announcement. When we are addressing our issues, we should address the House. We should not address the Deputy Minister or the Vice Chairperson. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, honorable members. I rise to make contribution to economic empowerment. My name is Ivan Tekwiva Hoyema from Erongo Region, Walvis Bay Rural Constituency. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members. As we know, development in economic empowerment involves designing programs and policies that enhance financial independence and economic participation for individuals, livelihoods, and communities by providing access to education, financial resources, and opportunities, fostering sustainable livelihoods and inclusive growth. My expectations on rural constituency development are capacity building. By designing and deliver training programs for stakeholders, program design and partnerships. By develop effectively partnership models and design inclusive economic programs that meet specific community needs. Skills development in rural constituencies. Creating training programs in welding, mechanic, carpentry, tailoring, ICT, and entrepreneurship to be equipped with general technical skills. Limited infrastructure. Many rural areas lack the necessary pipes, treatment plants, and distribution systems, forcing residents to use natural sources like rivers and wells. And we look on electrification. Challenges that rural areas are facing on electrification. Lack of access to electricity hinders development by limiting opportunities in business. The pace of improvement needs to accelerate, particularly in rural communities where the gap in access remains wide. Career opportunities, job opportunities uploaded on internet, and due to the lack of electricity, no internet access is installed. Challenges faced by entrepreneurs. Lack of funding. Securing enough funding to start and manage cash flow. Infrastructure limitations. Poor transport, unreliable power, and slow internet can disrupt operations, especially in rural areas. Construction operations in local community areas. Construction companies are operating in rural areas, but there's no job opportunity for women and men settled in rural areas due to no high-level qualification. These are the challenges in the rural areas. I'm going back to the electrification. In 2023, 34.1% of Namibia's rural population had access to electricity according to the World Bank. However, other reports from 2024 suggest that the rate of rural access could be significantly lower, with some surveys indicating that between 70% and 80% of rural households may lack power. A previous report from the Electricity Control Board in 2021 indicated a rural electrification rate of about 19%. Thank you.
Honorables, please, we should always mention the regions we are representing.
My apologies, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Members. I'm from Erango region, Walvis Bay constituency. Rural.
Thank you, Honorable. With our electricity, can proceed.
Economic empowerment is modern creation of wealth. It is a process of enabling individuals, families, community to realize their full potentials, to participate in economic activity, and enjoy the dignity that comes with self-reliance. Inclusion ensures that these processes is shared equitably across genders, age, and the region, as well as backgrounds. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, Namibia is rich in natural resources, cultural heritage, and human potentials. Yet, we are like many nations who still face challenges of inequality, unemployment, and limited access to opportunities for certain groups, more in particular women, youth, and the people living in rural areas. Honorable members, To address these challenges, we must commit ourselves to building economic that leaves no one behind. One important area where empowerment and inclusion must be prioritized is water. Without water, there is little or nothing you can do. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, as I mentioned, I'm from Ohangwena region. In particular, the eastern part of Ohangwena region, which is Oshkunde, Okongo, Epembe, and Omdaungilo constituencies. These constituencies, they are severely affected by water scarcity, and this limited access to water becomes a burden and economic barrier to our people in that rural area. I therefore call the Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform through rural water supply to distribute water to our people. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, water is a basic need. Without water, effort for empowering economy inclusion cannot be realized. Ohangwena region was surveyed and it was confirmed to have suitable underground water that can be extracted and can be sustained for over 400 years. I therefore call our government to make funds available to extract this water and distribute to our people. In conclusion, let us therefore commit ourselves as a government, private sector, civil society, and individuals, Namibians. Let us remove the barrier that holds our people back. Let us ease the burden of access to potable, clean drinking water. Let us build economic where every citizen has a stake and every community has a voice. In doing so, we will not only empower individuals, but also strengthen a nation. Together, we can shape Namibia where prosperity is shared and where unity and dignity define our economy progress. I so submit. Thank you.
We are following this law.
Honorable Chairperson, Deputy Minister of Mines, Energy and Industry, honorable members, I rise here to talk about a topic that is not just important, but it's also urgent, which is economic empowerment and inclusion, the role of women, Parliament with men as partner. We have heard a lot about economic empowerment, which means giving people the tools, opportunity, and freedom to build a better life for themselves and their family. So, the previous speaker.
Honorable member, can I interrupt you for the region is very important to be mentioned.
Thank you.
And the name.
My name is Lena Pandoleni from Kavango West, Korenkoro constituency. I can repeat myself. I rise here to talk about a topic that is not just important, but it is urgent. The topic, which is economic empowerment and inclusion
the rural women, parliament with men as partners. We have heard that economic empowerment, it means a lot. Giving tools to the people, opportunity, freedom to build a better life for themselves and their family. And inclusion means equal access for women, youth, rural community. As we have heard that no one should be left out. As one proverb says, a single finger cannot pick up a grain. So we must work together, government and people, so that we can overcome this problem of empowering women in rural. I do have some practical, actionable strategy of how to boost economic empowerment inclusion, like in my region and across Namibia. Each will be short implementation ideas. Number one, strengthen smallholder agriculture and value chains, which is more smallholder farmer from subsistence to market, oriented production and local value additional, such as drying, milling, and packing. So, government must provide seeds, input, subsidies, agronomic training, demonstration plots, and microgreens for simple processing equipment, link production to local process and urban market. Promote agriculture, agri-processing hubs and local SMEs, which is create small processing cluster near production zones. For example, cassava, millet, vegetables, and honey, so farmers can capture more value. As we know that every these things I have mentioned, if our people in rural women can be trained, it can create more money. So, to assist all of this, provide and share facilities like cold room, meal, business development support, and simplify license, offer incentives for private corporations to manage harms. Number three, expand access to affordability finance, tailor microcredit. Here we talk about to design loan, product and saving groups for women, youth, and small enterprises with flexible collateral, which is group guarantee, movable asset to register. How? To support village saving and association, digit group, wallet and credit risk training. Partners with microfinance provide to pilot products. Skills and training prior to local markets to our people in rural. Short practical training is trained. Solar installation, agro-processing, carpentry, ITC, hospitality, and entrepreneurship displacement support. Establish modular training and community center and link to local firm for
apprenticeship include financial literacy and digital skills. Number 5, digital inclusion and last mile connectivity. To improve mobile internet access and digital literacy so people can access markets and finance and information. How? Support community. They must support rural community Wi-Fi. The government should look on some points whereby they can support Wi-Fi, subsidize data bundle, and training on smartphone use for market IFRO and mobile money. Because as we know in rural area, some they are not access to Wi-Fi. If the government will recognize some places in the rural whereby they can isolate Wi-Fi, it can help our people to go in that place so that they can access to look on or to get information on how to get information on what to do or how to send their information when it comes to applying the post or anything which is needed or advertised. Formalize and support cooperative women enterprises. It helps informal groups formalize, adopt good governance, and access public procurement and certificates. How now it can function? Fast track cooperative registration of rivers, provide bookkeeping, templates, and run coaching clinic for women's group. Reverse small public contract for cooperatives. And number 7, promote sustainable tourism and community-based initiatives. Develop low-impact tourism. As we know, tourism, they are not attending some of the rural places. If we educate our people for cultural experiences, communities, lodges, beddings, wildlife that keeps revenue local, then the tourism, it will easy to go and visit our people in women in rural to see what they are trying to do. Train hosts in hospitality, create simple marketing platform, and package experiences for region. Eco tour operator ensure community benefit sharing roles. Number 8, improve market access and transport logistics. Reduce the cost. As we know, women in rural, they are facing problem when it comes to transport. To move goods from rural to urban market. Improve feeder roads, market days, and aggregation points so that it can help women in rural to bring their goods in the urban. What we can do now here is our government prioritize maintenance of key rural roads, support cooperative transport schemes, and establish regular produce market with market IFRO boards. Number 9, exclusive land resources governance and climate resilience. Secure for community enterprises and integrate climate smart practice to livelihood and durable.
how now we can do this. Support community as the government, community land planning, promote agroforestry, conservation, agriculture, water, harvesting, and small irrigation scheme, provide insurance or contingency fund for the shop. Last but not least, target youth women empowerment program with mentorship. Combined seed capital. Mentor from successful local entrepreneurs, pitch events and link to buyer include gender sensitive training, negotiation and leadership. So I have contributed some practical, actionable and strategies to boost this economy. As we know, women, they are the main people who are doing a lot, and most of the women nowadays, they are widowers. Without doing anything, kids will never survive unless they must be trained on how to upgrade themselves in economy. I thank you. I do submit.
Thank you, Honorable. It is now, if we can check on the watch, it is lunchtime. But I would like first to see how many are they still want to. I think we should break for lunch, and then after lunch, we can continue, if the Honorables allows it. Now it is 1:04. If we are breaking now, then we have to come back 2:04. But what are we taking? Are we breaking for lunch or we close and then continue tomorrow? I know tomorrow we have two. Honorable, you want to say something?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, honorable members. On the suggestion from the Chairperson, I feel, what if we can continue until 2 o'clock so we finish with this motion? So tomorrow when we come, we start with a new motion. Because if we stop today and continue with the same motion tomorrow, I don't think we'll finish, because tomorrow we have 2 or 1. Oh, 2, yes.
Any secondment to the proposal? Any, okay, thank you for the secondment. Any objection? But few objections. Okay, let's hear from people who are objecting. What are the reasons, Honorable?
I, Honorable Simon David, Oshkoto Region and Godi constituency. I don't think if we will continue because of some certain reason myself, I'm not feeling well. So if they continue, then I will be feeling left out. Thank you.
What are we taking? Breaking to go for lunch and come back? Which one are we taking? Honorable?
Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, I think the honors rest on us to know what we are here for and what we really want to achieve. But the other issue is that we need to find out the remainder of the honorable members who wants to contribute to this particular intervention. If there are less than 2 or 3, then we can finish them, and tomorrow we continue with the other topic. I so submit.
Yes, Honorable?
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Member. To my side, I think according to the program, this program is supposed to be done at 1 o'clock. So to my honorable suggestion, I think it's okay to move till 1 o'clock, till 2 o'clock, then we close for the day. I think that will do. It's a request.
Democracy should take its lead, isn't it? We are in a democratic country, and when we are in a democratic country, majority rules. But according to my observation, I could see the majority is going for continue until 2 o'clock. We finish up, and then we call it end of the day. Then tomorrow we start up with new motions. Honorable, there's another hand.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Members. I'm Rina Bengela from the Zambezi region. I just wanted to put a take on the issue of continuing. Yes, we have to continue, but I think the hands that I saw are a bit, maybe it's more than 6 to 7 people. So I was suggesting if these people could be allocated time, like they should be given time to speak, so that it must cover the 1 hour that we have to proceed with. I so submit.
I think it will not be fair, but because of the time, we are just asking the honorable, those ones that need to still put their discussions, to shorten it and to be brief, just to the point and then done. I think if we can do that, then we may not reach 2 o'clock. So let's be to the point. We know the motion which we are discussing. Please be brief and to the point. Then when we do that, I'm sorry that we are not treating you fairly, but I think you understand the reason why we have to do that. Because some of you may say, but the previous speakers, they could be allowed, but please, let's just do that so that 2 o'clock or at least even 2:05, we are done, then we can adjourn. Okay? Thank you very much. Let's
in the country. I rise to contribute to the motion, economic empowerment and inclusion during this 8th session of the Rural Women Parliament with men as partners. Namibia, we are blessed to have our first female president 35 years after independence, Her Excellency Dr. Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah. And as she says, I'm quoting, "We are too few to be poor," end of quoting. The women have the will and the women have the courage to work, to do business, and to move forward. But the women have challenges. They are not lazy. This phrase of the president need to be taken seriously by all ministries, all parastatals, NGOs, and everyone to help them collaborate and empower the rural women and men. After 35 years of independence, you can't imagine. After 35 years of independence, in Kapako constituency, still there's no single feeder road that goes deep into the rural villages where men and women are staying who have harvesting mahangu, grass, nongongo, groundnuts, which they need to sell to get an income because they have the harvest, but transporting all what they have harvested to the market, to the main road, is a challenge. You can't be carrying a 50 kilo of mahangu, bring it on your shoulder, bringing it to the main road to transport it to Rundu or Kurenkuru for selling or where it is needed. It's not easy. And so they keep what they have harvested to use only for consumption because selling is not easy, because transporting is a challenge. So if this ministry are able to collaborate, so the ministry that is responsible for roads will help the Ministry of Mines and Energy, and then business can flow. It is so challenging and expensive with no feeder roads. A private 4x4 car are not even flexible to help because it is too sandy. So, and if they agree to help, it's too expensive. You put in 5 bags and 3 bags is for paying. You load 5 bags and 3 bags are for paying the car that is transporting. And that is not easy. So collaboration is needed between ministry to help the rural people, especially the women. The next thing I want to contribute is water. Kavango River is flowing. The women who are selling tomatoes along the roads that you see, those who are traveling, those women have gardens along the river. Those that are a distance from the river still find it difficult to carry water in buckets to water their gardens, even if they want to make gardens, unless they have to put these gardens along the river. If you are residing maybe 2 or 3 kilometers from the river, there's no way you can carry a bucket from the river, take it to your garden. So they need help for irrigation, generators, at least to pump water, up to 5 kilometers. Then most of the women will set up gardens. So we have the river, but bring this water to where we want to use it is so challenging. We need help. I so submit.
Now, no one in this row. Then we can go to the last row.
Should be the last row.
Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, I am Koto Eusebius from Kavango West Region, from Sese constituency. Arise just to make a contribution on economical empowerment in the 8 sessions of the Rural Women Parliament with men as a partner. I listened to my other honorables, then I prepared a lot, but I will just only pick 3 so that to make shortly. Our presidents, Her Excellency Dr. Nandi Netumbo Ndaitwa, she stated that we are few to be poor. Yes, I agree with her because we are having the resources in our country. Then I want just to start also to economical empowerment. This broad term, the definitions, so that, in other words, economical empowerment can be defined as a process of assisting individuals, primarily women from low economical backgrounds, and obtain the educational, trainings, job-related skills, and they require support to the other families. So empowerment can be manifested in various ways, such as a personal empowerment, build self-confidence, social empowerment, promoting equality, justice, and the community empowerment. So then, I want honorable chairperson, honorable members, I want just to start in education. In education, first I want just to thank on the process that after they are having now, after the grade 12, they said that it's not going to pay on a higher institutional. But the ideas of closing the non-economical school, especially in the rural inland schools, that is denying the children in education within the age of 7 years to 10 years, because we should not expect that these children to walk to a long distance, maybe 20 kilometers or more. So then, that is now, it's not empowering we are not empowering now. So then I suggested that those schools should be reconsidered to be opened, or the ministry, or we should just consider about to build the hostels in the inland so that these learners should be accommodated nearby there. And then secondly, just on the project and business, I want to say that some of the women and men and other people, they get an assistance on the project or business. Yes, some projects and business used to get an assistance, but most of these projects and business, the assistance are not enough. Why should I say that it's not enough? Because the sponsor should not consider about the challenges on the project and no even training given. Let me take a scenarios of a person maybe should be give a project of gardening. No medicine that kills that chemistry or the insect. Or they can give you a project of goats. No training, that's how you are going to train these goats so that should be taken to the market. Some women get the projects, but the skills, it's non-skills as well. I suggested that the challenge when we assist the women and other people, that I suggested that the amount should be considered on the challenges and indicate when a person should be given assistance in a proper training should be done. The second, lastly, rural area is special on boreholes. So women are suffering, especially in the inland. The distance of fetching water or do their business as well. Yes, there are boreholes was drilled already in some areas, especially in Kavango West. I can testify that there is some boreholes, but the boreholes not enough. Not enough, because women, especially in the rural area, they are suffering as well for walking a long distance and get water, or even they want to do their business. So this is one of the challenges. And also, some of the ministries are not taking care of these boreholes. Let me give the scenario of there is a borehole at Kayara village in Sese constituency. This borehole was destroyed by elephants because there is a lot of elephants. So far, it is 2 to 3 years. Just only for maintenance. They did not attend on that. So, then, so far the school is closed, and even people vacate from that area. So that is even nothing happened. Then I suggested that maybe on the maintenance should also be done fast, should be attended to. So I thank you. So I submit.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, honorable members. I, Christine Komba from Rundu Rural Constituency of the Kavango East Region. I raise to make a contribution to the motion Economic Empowerment and Inclusion on the 8th Rural Women in Parliament with men as partners. Namibia is a country with significant rural population, and many rural livelihoods are dependent on agriculture, livestock, small-scale trade, and natural resources. Kavango East Region is a region that has large communal land, high dependency on subsistence agriculture, challenges with infrastructure such as road, water, electricity, limited access to markets in many rural areas, and vulnerability to climate shocks such as drought and food. So in Kavango East Region, women faces both universal rural constraints, example, poverty, distance, infrastructure, and context-specific ones arising from environmental challenges and traditional norms. So women empowerment means to empower women to be independent. That is the aim of all women and men who have women well-being at heart. So barriers that hinders economic empowerment and inclusion. Number one, access to land tenure. Traditional land tenure system, customary law, and inequitable patterns can limit women's control over land. Though Article 16, Sub-Article 1 of the Namibian Constitution states that, I quote, all persons shall have the right in any part of Namibia to acquire, own, and dispose all immovable and movable properties individually or in association with others, and to bequeath the property to their heirs or legalities. End of quote. Without land, women are less able to invest in long-term productivity improvement. Lack of education and skills. A lot of women are trying their utmost best to engage themselves into income-generating activities like retailing, salons, horticulture, livestock farming, eatery, and catering services. However, these businesses fail shortly after due to lack of financial literacy and business management ideas such as record keeping. Language barriers is one of the barriers that limit women to business information, because most of the information regarding business opportunities are printed in English, and most rural women are less literate or illiterate. Limited access to finance and capital. Credit microfinance grants are often inaccessible due to requirements. Lack of collateral, bank accounts, and formal business registration, etc. High interest rates and unfavorable terms. Gender inequality, cultural and social norms. Gender roles that assign few decision-making powers to women. Sometimes, legal customary barriers. Example, in some societies, women may need male permission for certain economic activities. This leaves most rural women stagnant because they believe that a married woman cannot travel to attend workshops related to business, or travel to go seek business opportunity, or go out to buy things outside their villages. Lack of infrastructures and services. Poor roads is a very big challenge in rural women empowerment in Kavango East region. There are no proper roads at all, especially for women residing in the most remote areas. For example, such as Gongwa in my constituency, Shamambungu, Mutwewanjovu, and many other areas in Kavango East region. This makes it difficult for women to access markets for their products unless they hire a 4x4 buggy that will be costly. At the end of the day, a woman makes no profit at all. Lack of reliable water for women to do horticulture and for their livestock, and electricity increases risk in agriculture and perishable goods. ICT infrastructure, such as internet and mobile network, is often weak or no coverage at all in areas. For example, like Ngangana, Likwaterera, to mention a few, limiting women access to information and also limit communication with potential buyers. Policy and institutional gaps. Sometimes policy exists, however, are not well implemented in rural areas. Difficult accessing government programs due to bureaucracy and lack of awareness. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members. Inclusion. Inclusivity can only come in when all the barriers listed above are addressed. It's only when barriers are broken, it's only when women can be empowered fully. Women can only be empowered when they receive adequate training, have confidence in themselves, are aware of their rights and women, and become independent. According to a recent statistic, Namibian women hold about 57% of government positions. This means it could be easy for women to be empowered if all these women who hold high position in government, parastatals, and private sectors stand together to advocate for women empowerment and inclusion. And so I submit. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. Okay, before I allow the Honorable, repeat again what I said. I don't want to put up time saying that we only speak 5 minutes or 4. I think we are not discriminating anyone. I think most of the points, we should just check on our information. The points that were raised by our colleagues, check. We can remove them from our discussion because it was already dealt with by other honorables. So check on your list if there is anything that was not mentioned. I know that we are from different regions, different conditions, different situations, but if one region mentioned that, we don't need to repeat it. So let's now concentrate on the things that were not discussed. I'm sorry, I am not discriminating or causing harm to the honorables. Only thing is we want to finish so that we can go. Okay? Thank you, honorables. Let's move to the last honorable this side, then we cross over to the next.
Must be the trainers of the trainers. We want also to train our rural women where they are. Because we know the government will not be always out or always have that outreach for giving trainings. So that's why we need trainings so that we, the rural women, must be the trainers of the trainers. To empower other women, to strengthen other women. So, and with that, I so submit. Yeah.
Let's cross to this other side. So in the first row, there's only honorable who is up. From the other side, none. Okay, we can start there.
Okay, thank you, honorable members.
This row is now done. I think we are crossing to the other one. Okay, honorable, you can proceed.
Okay, thank you, honorable chairperson, honorable members. My name is Geraldine Aneta Toplar. I'm from Harta Prichel, the beautiful place, Waganas. Waganas. Yes, Wagas.
Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, it is high time that the Cabinet resolve the Constituency Development Fund so that the rural people can fully benefit from it, because currently the constituency don't have a budget list. While there are 15,000 people in the constituency. So I submit, I thank you.
Yes, Honorable, in this row. Then we move to the back.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, honorable members of this House. I have risen to make a contribution on the motion, economic empowerment and inclusion for this 8th Rural Women Parliament with men as partners, which is aimed at gender equality, shared responsibility, yet overcoming past inequalities within our communities. Honorable Chairperson and my honorable members, I won't be long, but if we are to progress and we are to talk about true progress in this regard, it can only be visible when both men and women work together, working towards a better future.
Honorable, this is for recording purposes. When we address our issues, mention names and regions.
Oh, my apologies. I am Timotheus Ohobe from the Great Kunene region, Sesfontein constituency, from the village Ervier. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, I want to put emphasis on agricultural economy, be it animal husbandry or horticulture, where in all these spheres our women play very crucial roles, where they are the main producers. But before we can come there, our women and our youth needs to access very important and crucial land first, because land, without land, there's nothing we can do. Land, we build our houses. Land, we do our gardening. We farm with our livestock. Land, we have to do boreholes to get our water. So to thrive, we need land first and foremost, and it should be accessible for our women and the youth as well. History has it that our ancestors used to do crop farming, the gardening, in especially Sesfontein, where water is aplenty, like Sesfontein, Kovarep, those areas in Sesfontein constituency. So, but this came to a standstill over the past 20-25 years. So it could be revived so that our women in those areas can benefit from those, and our children as well, so that it is a good historical or heritage also that they can inherit from their ancestors. I'll be very short. Second point is like in our area where I said I come from Airview. The second point being the livestock farming. After all this severe drought that we had, the inhabitants of those areas, especially the Wat 10 Grootberg area, we lost almost all our livestock due to two factors. HWC, human-wildlife conflict, and secondly, the drought. And that is why I am calling on our stakeholders, all our stakeholders, and also our government, so that we can also see how we can restock our livestock in those areas as well. I, for one, also lost like 95 cattle, just like that. So, and I know how it feels to the women who are, at least I can go in the field looking for my animals, but for them, it's difficult with this human-wildlife conflict as well. Where I can also mention that last week we lost a life of a gentleman that has been attacked by an elephant as well in the bush. So it is very hard in those areas. It's harsh. And last but not least, I would love to commend the ministry and our government also at large for really doing so much. They put their effort to realize economic independence, financial independence, and helping women and uplift and better our livelihoods with all their programs that they are bringing in. But still, a lot needs to be done. Like most of the time, the government does all these things to put in money, and the money goes to waste because people who needs the monitoring and that needs to do SWOT analysis to see what were the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats that we faced in executing these things. Don't come back with evaluation and to give a report back. So that is where we are also lacking. So we need to do SWOT analysis and come back and see where we can improve in future. So I so submit. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Thank you, Honorable Members of the Parliament. I'm Vianda Karwai here from Omaheke region, Oshinene constituency. I rise to raise my concern on economic empowerment and inclusion in the 8th session of the Rural Women Parliament with men as partners. I am here this afternoon as a voice of a community to share our concerns, as we know the weight of a difficult year or for many difficult years. We know the anxiety of an empty stomach, the burden of lost jobs, the act of seeing our neighbors lose hope. We have seen our streets lose their former shine and our shared space fall silent. The pain of our community is real, and it is felt in different ways by each of us. For some, it's a high rate of unemployment, which forces youth to practice legal activities such as drugs and alcohol abuse. For our elders, it's having a feeling of being forgotten. And for our children,
it's a worry of uncertain futures. These are just not statistics or news headlines. These are our lives, and it's tempting to retreat into our homes. To close our doors and believe that these battles must be fought alone. But that is one thing that we cannot do, because we have each other here. In conclusion, when we empower the most marginalized, we lift the entire community. We spark invitations. We reduce inequality. And we build an economy and works for everyone, not just for privileged few. The road ahead may be long, but we do not have to walk it alone. We have everyone here in this house to count for.
Honorable Chair, honorable members, I am Honorable Simon Onyango from the Karas region. I just want to bring a contribution to the motion. As it is said, the theme says that breaking barriers to economic inclusion, advancing sustainable support and opportunities for rural women and men. We need to be part of bigger scale projects. And what I mean by that is that we have addressed all the other issues, but when it comes to entrepreneurship, business, within the local sector, we are many times left out. Why? Because of the Procurement Act. When bigger tenders come in, you cannot take part of it because what is required of you is you need to have collateral. You need to have the finances. And that makes it difficult for smaller scale businesses to also be part of bigger scale projects. And we need to change that. That it needs to be taken, it needs to be looked into the Procurement Act, that it also gives the other small entities a chance to be part of bigger projects. And in that way, employment opportunities will come. Infrastructure will come in your local areas. So let us also, there needs to be, I want to make it a point, they need to look into it. Please. I so submit.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, honorable members. I, Esther Thomas from Moscoto region, Kankoro constituency. I rise to make a contribution on the motion, economic empowerment and inclusion. In Okankoro constituency, specific in Onamvola village, there is a borehole which have been broken for more than 5 years back now. As the rainwater dried out now, people and animals will travel long distance to get water. Not only in that village I mentioned, but in our region, we have lack of potable water, especially in rural areas. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, in rural area we need projects that foster incomes and empowerment and inclusion, including infrastructure and basic services, sustainable resources, skills development, technology and digital inclusion, vocational training and entrepreneurship, support especially for the youth and the women, along with the establishment of microfinance and saving groups to provide access to capital. Additionally, as women, we are the one who is responsible to bring the food on the table. Women in rural areas need support on agriculture practice and economic empowerment so that they can engage productivity and sustainable in agriculture and entrepreneurship. I so submit. Thank you.
I now put the question that the motion be adopted. Adoption to the motion. Any adoption to the motion? Yes, Honorable. Yeah, go. I think you can proceed. Any secondment? Thank you, Honorable. Any objection? Any objection? I see none. Agreed to. Honorable members, that was the order of the day. I shall now call upon the Chief Whip to adjourn the House.